great introduction. Where's my family when I need them to hear that, you know? It's great to be back in Minneapolis. It's just great to be. It's great to be back here when it's warm. Good golly. I was telling Steve, and I was sitting there at the table with the host, and I said, the last time I came here, I was on my way to Moscow. And then I started finding out this is the best place to train for Moscow. I can remember coming in here one time. This is a true story. I came in here, and it was so cold in a Holiday Inn, and I was speaking, and my breath was just going out like that, so it's good to be back. And I got to tell this story. I have Kay with me, which is really exciting because she doesn't get to travel with me that much like as she used to because we're trying to get a house completed. But we get here early this morning, and we arrive at your airport. It was great. We get on your tram. How many of you have ridden your tram at your airport? Fast. Kind of like this, So we get on the tram, and I jump on the tram, and we're riding down there, and we're talking, we're laughing, we're giggling, and I'm on it going like this and doing crazy things, and people are looking at me like I'm strange, which they normally do. And which stops at the first stop, and it goes to the next stop, and we're laughing, and we're giggling, and all of a sudden I'm noticing it's going back. And I said, Kay, I didn't hear the word terminal anywhere, She said, well, I didn't hear the word terminal. We're riding the tram out here, see? And I was sitting here thinking, now, isn't this the epitome of everything? I'm coming here to talk about leadership. I can't even get off the tram. It's fun to be with Kay, though. We just got back from my annual, I played football at Oklahoma State University. Anybody go to OSU? Had somebody the other day raise their hand. I said, I'll speak slower. It really upsets them. But so we went back to our annual convention of our football team. And let me just tell it this way. When I played football at OSU, they weren't real sharp. We were there for one reason, to play football. So, but we went back, and we hadn't seen some of these guys in over 3 years. And I went back, and Larry Don was the inside linebacker. I was an outside linebacker. So we walked up to Larry Don, and I noticed, Larry, the whole side of his head was just burned bad, ugly. Ears were like that. I said, Larry, what happened? He said, I was ironing my shirt the other day, and the phone rang. Well, I thought, now that's not bad, but I said, Larry, okay, the other side of your face is the same way. It's burned. He says, yeah, that silly fool called back. we took him and his wife. Y'all just see the Kentucky Derby, and the horse race. Every once in a while, we'll go down to horse races down in Hot Springs, Arkansas. So we took his wife, Emily Jane is her name. Can you imagine Emily Jane Johnson? Gosh, anyway, heck of a name. She had never been to a horse race in her entire life. And so, we thought, well, we'll take them down, kind of educate them, old Larry, Don, and Emily. So we took them down to Hot Springs, Arkansas, and we just walked in, we just put our money down, we was walking in, and all of a sudden she said, oh, my goodness. Kay said, what's the matter? She said, I think I just lost the elastic. And I went, well, I don't want to get in on this conversation. And Kay said, well, honey, we got to get this fixed because we're going to be here all day. Kay said, here, take this. Remember that thing? She said, a safety pin. So Kay gave her a safety pin. She walks into the restroom and, does whatever you have to do to get that elastic back up. Walks out, and she'd never been to a horse race in her life. She walks out, gets about 15 feet out, and the announcer says, they're off! And she fainted right there. It was funnier if you'd have seen her. I mean, she was laid out right there, man. It's unbelievable. Oh, we have fun wherever we go. Kay and I, though, being married, Kay was 15 and I was 17 when we met, so we've been together a few years. And, it's kind of like we're going to start our own reality TV, the longest ones to ever be married, I guess, in life anymore. But we have our differences. Any of you married? Exciting, isn't it? Because we're going to talk about leadership. And has a lot to do with that in marriage. And Kay and I have had our differences. Have y'all ever had your differences as being married? Okay, well, we were out in California 6 months ago, and I'm never wrong when I drive. Any of you gals understand what I mean? I'm never lost. I'm just looking for an exit. So we're driving down in California. I look up and I said, oh, look, Kay, there is La Jolla, California. She said, that's La Jolla. I said, that's La Jolla. I said, look at the way it's spelled. She said, it's La Jolla. I said, it's not, it's La Jolla. And so here we are getting in one of those, how many of you have ever been in one of those little contests? And I'm getting a little hot, I'm getting a little mad, getting a little upset, and I said, hang on. That's enough. We're going to stop right now. We're going to pull into the next place. I'm going to go in. I'm going to show you. Come in with me right now. We're going to get this established. We walked in. I said, sir, here's this little place there. I said, sir, you look at me right in my eyes, and while my wife's there, you tell me real slow, where are we? He said, Dairy Queen. I love this hotel. This is a good hotel. I was in the Marriott in Virginia, and I tell this story. It's a true story. I have to tell it every time I speak because it really happened. I don't know. God has this little humor cloud. He says, "Let's get Bob." You know. So I'm out in Virginia speaking to the National Undertakers Association, exciting group, and I had to go to the restroom, and I had me wired up like this and all this stuff. So they're going to the restroom. You have to be careful because you want to make sure your wire's turned off. You know, when you're in the restroom. You don't know what's going to happen there, who you're going to meet or whatever. The door slams. So I go in this little two-stall deal. You know, girls, I guess yours like ours, a little metal divider, correct? You know, I go in, open the door, and shut it. I take my jacket. You know, guys, how do you take your jacket off? You hang it on the back, and sit down. When I sat down, the minute I sat down, the stall came out of the wall, and just went. Now I'm sitting there, and I'm going, this is serious. Because while I'm sitting there, goes the toilet paper just rolling out there, you know. And then it hits me. I look over, and there's a guy on the other stall, you know. You can see it all over his face. What did you eat? I mean, you know. So I went in the stall. I go, there's some guy in there is here at the meeting. I said, man, this is a great place. It's got 9 stalls, you know. I wrote a check for it. I came over to get some cash yesterday. Don't you love the banks? You give them a check, and they say, what size bills do you want? And I always say 8.5 by 11. and a lot of these tellers are kind of young, and they just go. I like to go to Carl's Hamburgers. Great place, because we get a wrap. What do you call that wrap? A sport wrap. Where you don't have a bun, you just a big piece of meat. But you go in there, and I ordered the other day, and this lady said, would you like to eat this here or take it with you? And I said, hopefully both.